Do this one thing and you will finally manifest the life and the love you want. Hi, my name is Rebecca Taylor Shaw. I'm a mindset coach and relationship coach who specializes in using clinical hypnosis to help people clear their blocks and create the lives that they want. And today I'm going to talk about the concept of not reacting. You'll hear this quite a bit. You'll hear other people on YouTube talking about not reacting, but I don't hear them explaining why you shouldn't react. So I'm going to talk about that today. So, until I understood it myself, I I didn't I didn't put as much value in it or as much effort into becoming non-reactive to situations when they were going well, or when I interpreted a situation come up as an obstacle or an indication that I wasn't going to get that desired goal. So the idea is this, and I'm going to explain it from the manifesting level and from the subconscious level. From the subconscious level, I'll start with actually, and that is that your conscious mind knows the difference between something real and imaginary, you could say, but the subconscious does not know the difference between real and imaginary. So that's why when we watch a movie, we suspend disbelief, we get into the story, we get scared, we get sad, we have that emotional reaction. And then it affects us. We cry, we're anxious, and things like that. So people are running movies through their mind all the time. So let's say there's a relationship you want, an SP, a special person that you want to have as your partner, or you want to get back as your partner, and you are spending flip-flopping in your mind constantly between having that relationship back, having it the way you want, and then you're spending other times thinking about, ruminating about, being upset about the fact that it's not going the way you want, or you don't have that person. And so it's this huge pendulum, and it's a dividing of your mental time between the wanted and the unwanted. And so you have to sit and ask yourself, what am I spending more time on? Am I spending more time thinking about not having things the way I want? And, or am I thinking about the way I want them to be? And then, of course, you understand that with visualization and adding the emotion. So Neville Goddard said the feeling is the secret, and that's true. If you want something, you have to imagine the wish fulfilled. You have to imagine that thing that you want, and then you have to step into the emotions as if that's happened. So if you're ping-ponging back and forth between, I love this person, they make me so angry, I appreciate this person, but they annoy me, I love this person, but I miss this person so much, then you have to ask yourself, which which of those sides of the pendulum am I spending more time in my head? And if you are spending a decent amount of time in missing that person, longing for that person, thinking about things in the past that didn't go well, thinking about a conversation you regret, anything that's contradictory to your goal, and you're thinking about it, especially with emotion, this is important, you are recreating that outcome. Or in the very least, you're pushing your manifestation further out, actually kind of creating more steps, or even a roadblock, or a total like it's never going to happen type of thing, because you can't get there. You can't get to that place of manifesting anything, whether it's a relationship or money or anything, if you're in a constant state of fear and lack and longing. You will create more fear, lack, and longing. You'll create more instances or situations to have those same emotions. And if you are of the philosophy of the many worlds theory in quantum physics and timelines, think about it this way. If you are thinking about the things you don't want, and there's emotion with that, you are powering up that timeline. You're energizing up that timeline. You're spending your time and emotions in that timeline where you don't get what you want. So you have to shrink that down. You have to not react to circumstances. You have to become the non-reactive observer. I call it, healthy detachment. Or you have to tell yourself that everything's happening in my favor, even if I don't see it now. This thing that's happening is actually going to, in the long run, lead me to what I want, bring the outcome that I want. And, so that would allow you to be neutral or even positive about it. And so the idea is to think about percentage wise, how much time you're spending in the wanted versus the unwanted, and then spend less and less time in the unwanted, and then more and more time in what you want to have, what you want to feel, intending it. In shamanism, the phrase that I was taught was know it into being. And this is why I think that we have an ability, if you're one of these people, you'll know that this is a key for you, that this probably is what's missing for you. If you can manifest things that you're not that attached to, that aren't as important to you, and you just, oh yeah, that was easy, but it wasn't a big deal because I really didn't care if I had it or not. Why? Because when those little things came up that may have seemed to contradict you achieving that goal or getting that thing, it wasn't important to you. It was like, okay, a little bump in the road and whatever, or you probably don't even remember those things because it wasn't that important. And then you say, when it is really important, I have a hard time manifesting it. And that would typically be because you're swinging back and forth between visioning it, trying to get into that place where you're imagining it, the wish fulfilled, and then swinging to what if I don't get it, anxiety, fear, ruminating on the stories. And so your body is even going into fight or flight. That's why I say you're living it. And that's from the perspective of the subconscious mind. So in order to stop all of that, I do one-on-one coaching. I teach techniques and tools for breaking the cycle of those anxious thoughts, because it's easier said than done, right? Like you can't just say don't think about those things, but there are ways to retrain your brain, because that's just a habit. It is truly a habit to be going into those negative stories. And so learn to stop reacting stop thinking about the unwanted, and don't give it any energy, don't give it any emotion, and even, reframe it, as we call it in hypnosis, to that this is somehow, some way, even if I don't know it now, it's going to end up helping me in the long run to get this thing or person I want. And that will probably be the thing that actually works for you. So I hope you like this video. If you want to hear more topics from me, note in the comments. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and sending each of you and all of you much love and hope for intention for prosperity.